We are Showtime. You're nobody. He was right.
Yeah.
He moved to the Knicks. He ain't doing nothing. He moved to Miami, right? He got Shaq. I mean, he got Dwayne Wade. He came and got Shaquille O'Neal. Then they brung a whole bunch of other players to help win. You can't pretend you that guy. It's them.
Listen.
You're not bigger than them.
Yeah.
You're pretending you are.
Did you see the interview?
They left. LeBron came. They won a championship. You can't pretend you're bigger than LeBron. LeBron leaves, this crashes. Jimmy Butler comes. He gets you to the championship. If he tells you, bring me one more star, bring him one more star. Because if he can get you to the championship with this, bring me one more star, I got you. So for you to pretend that you are the Heat culture and you can do this, you're lying.
Yeah.
Because when he leaves, nobody's coming there. Nobody's coming to. You got South Beach in your favor.
Yes.
And you treat South Beach like in prison.
The number one reason for divorce is money. It's finances. It's the number one reason people get divorced. The number one reason that people go from loving to hating is divorce. From love to hate. I will get to the macro criticisms that everyone wants of Pat Riley. He has absolutely failed over the last decade in a way that cannot be argued to get Jimmy Butler better help that he needed. He has been cursed by the fact, and Jimmy Butler was too, they're very good at making overachievers. But what do overachievers do? They achieve to the maximum of what their ceiling is, and Jimmy Butler's was never better than it was here. It was a spectacular relationship. It worked while it lasted. Jimmy Butler bailed Pat Riley out of Whiteside and Waiters. Of Whiteside and Waiters, Jimmy Butler covered a lot over the last 5 years for the Heat. Spoelstra covered a lot of for the Heat, but also Jimmy Butler was the best Jimmy Butler here, and no one in the history of the Heat other than LeBron, has done more for themselves by virtue of coming through the land of overachievers. When you carry Max Strus and Vincent to the finals, you get rewarded for that. So we will get to the criticism of the moment, because I know Heat fans are mad, and they should be, because they've been passed in the conference by a whole bunch of people who are more aggressive, and we all saw how close Boston and Miami were. We saw the changes Boston made, and we've seen Kyle Lowry. We've seen very little since Chris Bosh had to leave the team, other than getting Jimmy Butler. And so what ends up happening to the Miami Heat, we all know more than ever the last 5 years, they're great at making players better. We know it in a way that we don't really know it about any other team. Wow, I've seen for 5 years how they've got a bunch of overachievers. But the blessing is now the curse, because the overachievers, look at who they are. Show me all the high draft picks, because all those players are at their ceilings. I know Bam's been terrible this year, but Tyler and Jimmy and Duncan, they're all of them at what is their drafted ceilings. Like, they're the best that they can be. They can't be any better than that. That's what the Heat do for you. Pat Riley gets credit for that. He gets credit for the culture, for Spo and all that stuff. But he has failed to get Jimmy Butler what he needed, and this is punctuational disaster at the end, because now his value is nuked, and he got checkmated by player empowerment, which is something that began to happen in 2014 when LeBron surprised him and left. And everything that's happened with player power since ends with Jimmy Butler being able to say, hey, Pat, bleep off. I've got the players union behind me. You didn't give me my extension. I've been upset about this for a while. I've been upset and I've been quiet, but now I want my money. And I understand why anyone in America who watches basketball would get mad at Jimmy Butler. What do you mean you got no joy for basketball at this $50 million because you need the next $50 million? Like, what do you mean you've got no joy for basketball on a contract when you're already being paid $50 million?
Hey, what's up, y'all? So that was Gilbert Arenas, and he was speaking about the Jimmy Butler situation. And as of now, Golden State, they've been searching for a new player to add to their roster. And the first name that came up was actually Jimmy Butler's name. And Jimmy Butler, he's been asking for more players to his roster at the Miami Heat. But, he's not been able to get the kind of players that he wants. And that is why now we got, for example, Gilbert also, starting to call out Pat Riley. There's a lot of people that are, backing Jimmy Butler and saying that this is all Pat Riley's fault. And as you saw in the clip of the show, y'all, Gilbert he did not hold back when it comes to his criticism towards the Heat president, Pat Riley. And that was over the recent drama involving star player Jimmy Butler. And Gil, that's not the only person who have called out the Miami Heat president, Pat Riley. For example, we got DeMarcus Cousins as well, and he's also blaming the Heat president. And they're saying that the reason why the franchise is at their current situation is because of Pat Riley. So people are actually rallying together and blaming Pat for this. And Gil, he decided to go at Pat Riley's legacy, noting that the legendary coach and executives championships have been won by super teams, and that gotta hurt for Pat Riley if he gets that message delivered to him. And that's not a nice thing to say, but at the same time, I understand where Gilbert is coming from. So let me know what y'all think about this. Make sure to like this video and subscribe, and I'll see y'all in the next videos.